show you how he did the countertops in the camper. We have the one here in the kitchen, there's one in the bathroom, and he also used the same method to do the wall here that holds the fireplace and TV. So be sure to give us a like if you enjoyed watching this, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and thanks for watching, guys.
Alright, so I've got the countertop cut out. I've routed my edges to the design I'd like. And I've got the entire top sanded down with 300 grit sandpaper, 320. This is two different pieces here. So this section was cut here and I attached this, and then I filled it with Bondo over that. And what I got here is what's called a tack cloth. Just got a sticky base to it. And I'm going to go over my entire top, and it's going to pick up all the residue that didn't get blown off already, so my paint goes down nice and smooth. I don't have any bumps or anything like that. Alright, so what I've got here is the Sherwin-Williams Extreme Bond Primer in white. That I'm using for my base coat on here. So after we've sanded and cleaned everything up, the next step is going to be our base coat. Now when you put this base coat down, it's very important to make sure you cover all the surfaces, because your epoxy is translucent. So say, I don't cover this edge real well and I got some brown showing through, you will see that through the epoxy. So if you need to do two coats, do two coats. Don't skip on this step. Now I chose to do my own countertops here because I wanted a little bit of a nicer, more fancy edge than what the old countertops were. You can do this right over your existing countertops. Say you have Formica countertops, all you need to do is scuff them up with like a 200 grit sandpaper, put primer on there, and then move on to the epoxy step, which will be after this. Here we've got Stonecoat Countertops Epoxy. It's two parts. We got our mixing cups, 2-inch brushes. We got our spray bottle here. We're going to do our gold effect. It's just some alcohol and metallic dust that you mix in there together. I'll show you how to use that later. Alright, so our epoxy here, there's two parts. You mix it 1-to-1. So I'm mixing up 20 ounces here for our white base. Now we're going to mix in our color. So we got a white metallic for our base. This stuff is a mess everywhere. Putting a half of a teaspoon white metallic. And black, we'll do a little bit less. And I just want to make sure my white base is going to have a good tint to it. Add a little bit of my white primer in there as well. Now you take a mixing drill, a little attachment like this, link it in the video, and you mix for 2 minutes. Alright, so now we're going to start applying the base coat. We got a 8-inch square trowel to help spread it out. Don't get a V-notch because the V-notch will scratch your base paint. Remember I was saying about not being coated, you're going to see all those scratches. Just lay this right on the surface here. Take your trowel, spread it over your surface. Once we get everything spread out good, we're going to use our brush to break any tension. We're also going to go around our edges to make sure it kind of attracts it over the edge. So we're just going to dab into it like this. Bring it, brush it right onto our edge. Make sure you cover everything. Anything you miss, any dry spots, it's kind of create a tension spot and it won't adhere to it, it'll just kind of run around it. So one learning lesson, don't get a cheap brush because the bristles will fall out and you end up picking them out. So continue to go around and dab the whole thing like this. Find any spots where the epoxy's not running over. Make sure you break that tension. So as you're going through this, you're going to see a bunch of air bubbles. Don't worry about that at this time. I'll show you how to get that out as well. Alright, now we're going to bring our black metallic in. Dab it, get it on my brush here. We're going to kind of make some marbling and veins and whatnot. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to get all these bubbles out of here. Just get a propane torch and sweep. Don't hold it in the spot, then you can ruin the epoxy. I'm just going to sweep with it. You see all the bubbles pop right out. You're going to want to do this 3 or 4 times overall throughout the project. I'm going to add a little bit of a gold accent in here after I do this. Now I got this gold metallic that I'm going to put in here for a little accent. So we're doing some gold in the camper. So it's just gold metallic and alcohol. Just going to kind of accent some of these veins with the gold. Before you torch, you got to make sure you let this alcohol sit for at least 2 minutes, otherwise you're going to have a complete flame. And now we're going to do another pass and let this alcohol kind of work its way in, so we're going to get all the bubbles out here again.